Welcome to Rebel Ants Radio. This is our weekly video podcast where Miguel and I, the other gentleman on the screen here, we share our progress on launching our own NFT project, the Rebel Ants, which you can head over to rebelants.io, mint yourself a Rebel Ant for just 0.01 ETH. And we are just kind of here showing you our successes, our failures, showing you our process, and invite you to join along. So if you're into that kind of thing, stick around. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, tell your friends, share it all over the place. Miguel, how are you?
I'm good, man. Good. Had a little headache today, a little under the weather. It's been raining all day, so been feeling super sleepy, but I'm all right.
Yeah, the weather has been insane here, just raining for like 3 days straight. It's very hard to be motivated to go outside in that.
Yeah, and still cold. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. Give me 70s and rain and I'll be a little bit better. This 50s and rain is not working for me.
No, it sucks.
But, that's why people trash New Jersey all the time. Anyway, like we said, head over to rebelants.io and you can mint your own Rebel Ant. You can also visit the shop over there. New shop coming soon, but there's still some great things that you could buy there. So we invite you to, support us, show your support for the little guy. That's us. And yeah, at some point during the show, we're going to interrupt and drop a secret code where you will have a chance to get your own free Rebel Ant airdrop to you, courtesy of Miguel's ETH, which, by the way, I was looking at gas fees earlier today. It was rough.
Yeah, it was rough.
We was up to, high 60s.
Yeah, I was trying to buy some stuff and the gas fees were too crazy. Yeah. I was like,
yeah,
I'll wait.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, before we jump into today's topic of what's happening in the NFT space, keeping it real general, things that are hot, things that we've got our eyes on, let me ask you a question. Let's get real personal for a second here, Miguel. What is your favorite holiday and why?
And why? My favorite holiday is Halloween, and it's because I think that Halloween is just a really cool holiday. You get to dress up, you get to be someone different for that day. I usually throw a Halloween party every year, so it's great. I love it.
Yeah, you do throw a Halloween party every year. I've been there for the past few. It's just so loud in your house. I feel like I'm an old man with just being so sensitive to the noise in your house. The way you blast that music, it just rattles my bones.
What do you want me, it's a party. You want me to lower the music, old man?
Yes, please. I can't deal with that. I'm getting too old for this, and you're older than me. If you are listening or watching on Twitter or YouTube, please comment. Let us know, what is your favorite holiday. For me, I'm going to say Thanksgiving. I don't even eat turkey anymore. I haven't eaten meat in 3 years, but I think it's just one of those family holidays for us where the family gets together, which only happens like once a year. So that's one of those holidays I look forward to. I enjoy the traditions and, the football and the food and just the fall. It's all good. So that's my favorite holiday. So love to hear from our audience what they are thinking. All right, Miguel. Any updates from the project on your end? Anything you've been working on this week?
V2 Ants, still working on V2 Ants. I posted a couple more pictures. They're just coming along. I still haven't put any color. I don't know what color scheme I want to do yet. And I'm still working on the backgrounds. The backgrounds are actually going to be pretty cool. So
yeah,
wait for that to come out.
Yeah. The great part of digital art is you can kind of just keep messing around, right? It's not like,
yeah, you know what, physical. Yeah. You know what the problem is, that the more I do it, the more I look at it. Sometimes the more I change it, or something I don't like, something I did like yesterday, I don't like today. Like, that's just the battle that I have in my head going on as an artist. Like, sometimes I look at the swords, I'm like, okay, I want a different kind of sword, or I want a different look for the sword, or the sword doesn't look right, or it's not at the right angle. Like, it's just crazy. Sometimes I just got to say, like, enough is enough. Because for some reason, when you do NFTs and people see that like those differences, they actually like that. So I got to kind of leave some of that stuff behind.
Right. No, that's very true. It's it's probably similar to being a musician, right? Where you're creating a song that's going to go on a record, and then that's the song. And that's what people have to live with, almost forever. Sure, you can mix it up live, but the thing that you put out there, the final version, that's it. So I can totally understand, not having hesitation, but just kind of revisiting it in your head over and over again.
Yeah, I got to stop being so critical of the artwork. Because I'm telling you, people do like that kind of stuff. Right? If something I don't like today, maybe that someone else likes it out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And listen, your taste is not going to be the same taste as all 5,000 people that we hope will purchase a V2 ant. So it's hard to appeal to the masses. And I think, the lesson we've been learning is we gotta do our own thing. What feels right for us, and just kind of go that direction and hope enough people feel the same, that they want to tag along for the journey.
Yeah. I posted a few things today about, because people keep forgetting that for V1 ants, when they buy the ant, we're actually planting one tree for each one. So we're hoping
Yeah.
that we get to all 10,000 trees at one point, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, great point. It's a great cause, and we're not the only NFT project doing that, but it makes sense, right? There's obviously a lot
Mhm.
of energy that goes into all of the things that we've been doing, and so this is our way of offsetting and giving back a bit. So great call out there. We wanted to look at just kind of what's happening on OpenSea. What are the top projects right now, just to kind of get a sense of what's happening in the market. And Miguel, you and I were talking before we even came on live that you look at the trending part of OpenSea, and every time you refresh the page, it looks different, right? So first of all, what's happening that projects are appearing on there, just kind of shuffling through. But also, as we've learned from my past mistakes, that trending doesn't mean good or legit or profitable. So, it's kind of hard to know what should you be looking at, right? If you're just trying to say, hey, what's out there right now, trending is a bit deceiving. And that's actually the first tab that OpenSea gives you. So let me share my screen just so we can kind of talk about what we have. See, OpenSea is still not working great for me. It's still showing down. Okay, here we go. So right when you go to OpenSea, you get a little set of cards at the top here, but then under trending, you've got these different things here. And some of these are obviously well known, but some of these, they appear for the first time when I refresh here. So and then when you go to top, there's some of the repeats as well, right? So you have the Pepe editions, you've got the doodles there. And so I think that kind of says, all right, maybe there's something more to those projects. But some of these other ones, just because I don't know what they are doesn't mean they're not good. But Galaxy Oat Polygon, I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, I don't even know how they get to be on the trending page. Like, what is it that they're doing that, like, somebody else is not doing, or that we're not doing, that they're getting on that trending page?
Yeah, it's a good question. There must be some. Maybe it's just volume based.
It could be, but a lot of those projects that you don't know about, like, for example, the one that was a rug pull for you,
Right.
right?
Thank
Like,
you. Yeah, black and white.
the black and white. Yeah, I think they had a bunch of different wallets on their own team, and they just kept buying it. And I guess it made a trend. I don't know. A lot of people do stupid stuff like that to make a trend, I guess.
Yeah,
But
that's definitely a thing, right? Using multiple wallets, and that helps with airdrop farming, as you and I have talked about before, where it just kind of shows these transactions that you're spending and you're bidding and you're listing, and then you just get rewarded for doing all that yourself, right? This little circle on your own there. You're just paying the gas fees, but then hopefully you get some reward at the end that's more than worth it.
yeah, I mean, I feel like OpenSea should really fix their trending page. Should be a little more, like, a little better.
I agree. Let's send them this clip.
Like some sort of selection thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, get to know the artist, get to know what's behind the project, and then make those trends. Like, don't just put it there, because like, for you, same concept that happened to you can happen to so many people that are rug pulls. I mean, I don't know if any of those projects there are going to be a rug or not. Like the Pepe edition crap, I don't like. Whatever, people are just jumping on the bandwagon. Doodles is there. I see that. Doodles is fine. I mean, Doodles right now, I think Pharrell came out. He tweeted actually a couple days ago, maybe 2 days ago, or maybe was it today? I don't remember. But like, there's a line coming out with Pharrell, like the Pharrell line or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
Right. And he's not been very vocal about this project on his mainstream communication. So
Yeah.
it'll be good to. Right now he is. Maybe there's some money to be made now. But yeah, if you think back a few months ago, you and I jumped in to get one of the Genesis boxes. I think we paid 0.25 ETH, and that thing is down, half of that now. So
yeah.
But those last year are going great for actual doodles.
Yeah, it's still doodles. I mean, they're still going to do good at the end of the day at some point. They have a lot of stuff coming up. So
yeah, I agree. I would still consider this a blue chip project, even with whatever else is going on with them. They still have a strong community and they're still producing things. And if you go to their website, they're talking about all the other things they're doing. They're saying, the Doodles 2 trailer, it's a little old, but it's came out 10 months ago, but they still got things in the pipe. And yeah, I think they still have a great product that can be marketed out. And again, this doesn't say NFT, it just says digital collectibles here. So they're still appealing to the masses, and that's kind of their goal is to reach the masses there.
Yeah, I mean their website's pretty neat.
Yeah. I'm going to draw some inspiration to that as we redo our website.
Yeah, it's very colorful.
Yeah. I was thinking when you were talking about who are these projects, it makes me think the same up here. These ones along the top. When you pull, like, why are these up here? What has made them worthy of being up here, right? Does this mean they're legit? Does this, I mean, they don't even all have the blue check mark for verified. So what is this, right? It's kind of misleading to hop onto this and say, oh, look at this project, right? Like put this right in your face.
Yeah.
What is it, right? I don't know what the Sad Cats is. When I clicked on Hug Pass earlier, I learned that the creator of this is Randy Zuckerberg, who you might know her brother, Mark Zuckerberg.
No, is it for real?
Yeah. Yeah. If you watch the last episode of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, his whole episode was about cryptocurrency, mostly trashing it, but he did a little call out on Randy and some of her projects and her music videos to promote things, which, is a little
so they were trashing crypto, but yet he has an NFT project.
Who does?
Zuckerberg guy.
No, it was John Oliver was trashing it.
Oh, John Oliver.
The episode was about cryptocurrencies and they were trashing. They were saying how broken all the systems are, from the coins to the banks to the marketplaces.
Yeah, everybody's on fire. Whatever.
Yeah. All right, so let's see what else we got on OpenSea. We had all my links. They all timed out. Sorry. It's very unprofessional. What kind of show are we running here? Okay, we had Gemesis, so Gemesis was a company that was acquired by OpenSea, and this is their reward program for OpenSea Pro, based on your volumes and your volume of trading and transactions. So these, I think they minted at, well, actually they might have been airdropped.
I don't know. Can you share the screen?
Oh, sorry, I'm not sharing my screen anymore. Sorry. So here's the Gemesis from OpenSea. So this is their coin. And you can see here, heralding the dawn of NFT power users, OpenSea Pro unlocks a new level of optionality, selection, and control for pro NFT collectors. Previously known as Gem, OpenSea Pro has been months in the making. So Gem was another company that OpenSea bought for purposes of using it for their reward program.
So how does it reward people?
It was when it first came out, it was looking at your volume, your historic volume, and if you owned any Gem before. So Gem was a separate company before. So if you owned Gem before, then you were entitled to it this time.
Interesting.
Yeah. I realize that when I share my screen on OpenSea, you can see my overwhelming balance that I have in my wallet here.
Close it out.
I don't want to. It's just easier this way, so I can share my collection as well. So yeah, so Gemesis is legit in that sense, that this is run by OpenSea. So I don't have any worries about the legitimacy of that one. But it's similar to what Blur is doing. This was part of their response to Blur with the Blur airdrops, which we can talk about later. The other thing on trending, and I think if we go over to top, we'll see the same thing, the OPEPEN edition. So this is a play on, no, it's not there anymore. So this is a play on Open Editions and Pepe. And this is from Jack Butcher, who we've talked about in the past. I'm a big fan of his work. This is AI-generated imagery for Pepe, the Pepe meme that looks like it, right? So these all look the same right now. But if you go over to the Twitter account for Jack Butcher, who created this project under the name Visualize Value, you'll see some other really cool versions of this. So if you take this template of the Pepe, which is like the two eyes in the mouth, he's using AI, and other people are as well. And I don't even know how you do this, but to generate other imagery using the same sort of shapes. So do you see that here with like this record player? And then if you go down, you'll see some other really cool versions of it that just kind of make you think, I guess this is, Lego-ish style.
So this is all AI generated?
Yeah. Yeah. So he had some really good ones on here before. I don't know. Again, I should have been more prepared. I really blew this. I don't see them at all now. I'm going to keep scrolling until I find some good ones. So this was the code behind it, that you can edit each section of this, and that way he can keep replacing the metadata with different imagery from that. So even look at this, right? This is really abstract, but this is the same thing. These are the Pepe eyes, and then the mouth, and then the reflection on the bottom. So it's very creative. It's, again, very abstract. It's an interesting use case. I love this. This is, the blocks of the eyes and the mouth set over some other imagery. Here's some more of it. Just really interesting take on it. And again, a play off of open editions and Pepe. So I'm into it.
People just keep jumping on the Pepe stuff.
I know. Never gets old. So speaking of Pepe, of course, Pepe coin is all the rage right now. People are making big returns on that. Had they invested, right at the first week that it came out. But the Pepe meme comes from this guy, Matt Fury, I think is his name, is how you pronounce it, Matt Fury. He's the one who created the Pepe meme. And then at some point, because it was being used by the alt-right, or in instances that he wasn't comfortable with, he sort of killed off the meme, although it just lives on, right? you can't erase the internet. But he now has this NFT project of Pepe. So
is he really the creator, like number one?
I think it's his. Yeah, this is his collection. I was on the website earlier. So yeah, so this is a list of different projects from Pepe and Matt Fury. So I believe that this is him. And you can see it's done pretty well. It came out last month, already 530 ETH, floor price of 0.04. So there's been a lot of movement on that. Again, certainly working off of the hype of it. But each of these instances here, so like this one, there's 6,000 of them. This one, there's 28,000. This one, there's 1,000. This one, there's only 103. But that's what's reflected on the website when you look at the different, right? So this was an airdrop. This was a public mint. These were the airdrop ones as well. So the public mint is the one that really a lot of that money came from, because somebody paid for it, versus the airdrops are just being traded now.
So these are all open editions.
Yes, I don't know if this one is still. I don't know if you can still mint this one. Yeah, so the sale ended for this one, but it was an open edition, I believe, because it had really high volume. Yeah, 28,000 of that.
530 ETH. That's a lot. I mean,
yeah, that's no joke.
Really on the hype.
And especially when you think that these three projects here were all airdrops, right? So now they have floor prices that are pretty good, right? Like this was an airdrop. There was only 100 of these, right? There's 103 of these, and it's got a 1.6 ETH floor. So definitely, playing to the masses, but working well. So I respect that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get off the Pepe. We had also looked at Momoguro is an interesting project because the artists here are artists. I think they're Emmy winning. Yeah, they're Emmy winning artists from some other animation studio that has come out in the past. So these are supposed to be used. These NFTs are supposed to be used for a game, but for now, this is within the last few months. This is what's been minted, but they've been really successful as well, right? 10,000 ETH at floor price of 0.089 now. The floor has drastically dropped since minting and the initial hype, but I think still a respectable project in terms of who the team is behind this and what their vision is. So they have a really cool website as well. And I think, again, they're not even talking about NFTs. They're just talking about this digital world that they're creating and the game and what these characters will be used for. So if you're into the gaming side of things, check it out. This video was really cool. I remember the day that it launched, there were some issues with the launch, but I was kind of, trying to see if I should jump in or not. And so they still have a lot of traction, and I think it's still worth keeping an eye on that one. So we'll check in on the Momoguro in another month or so.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then Genuine Undead. This was an interesting one because I was looking at a different one here. So Genuine Undead, really good volume as well, 14,000. This is an old one though, and this came out last year, right at the hype, I guess, right? Was that the peak of NFTs?
They've been around for a while.
Yeah, so Genuine Undead, floor price of 0.139, and head over to their website. It's, I think by design, it's very pixelated, of course, but I don't know that there's much else going on with it. It's these cyberpunks, but I don't think that there's much else going on with it in terms of utility. It's just some art that people were into. So, again, it works for some people, but I don't think there's much else there, just other than it's popular. And then on the top side, what else was standing out? I think those were the ones that I was clicking around and kind of diving into. Anything else stand out to you when you were looking around?
Go back to trending. I think I took a look at the kit next door, but I couldn't find much information on it.
Yeah, well, this came out this month, right?
Yeah.
100 ETH is nothing to sleep on. Nice, clean artwork. Floor price is 0.006. So really low, but who knows what it is. They don't have a website here. Let's click on their Twitter.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
They don't have a website. So welcome to the vibrant and nostalgic world of the kid next door, TKND, and that's it.
Yeah, that's why I found it weird that I couldn't see or find any other information. They don't have a website either, so I'm wondering if that's a rug.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
I'm a little concerned. I wouldn't jump into this having been burned so many times. So yes, it's trending, but why? What is this about this? They have a TKND community after party, so they have some presence online, but I'd love to know just who are they, right? Maybe we can mess with them, get some more information about them. Let's give them a follow for now. We'll shoot them a message.
And then if you go to top, let's just talk about the top guy. So Doodles, we know that we have Pharrell that is hyping it up right now because of that release for the clothing line or whatever.
Yep.
Proof Collective, I'm not sure what that is.
That's the Kevin Rose project, and this is the company behind some of the other NFT projects. So I bet if we go to their website, you'll see some of the other projects that they've got going on. I think they've got Moonbirds and a couple of other ones.
They actually own Moonbirds?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, look, Moonbirds, Oddities, and there's like a daily podcast from Kevin Rose. They've had some stumbles recently, and Moonbirds actually, they just announced their nesting rewarding program, and it was about.
I did see that, yeah.
Yeah, let's see if we can get it on. Moonbirds, here we go. So they've started rewarding early nesters. So nesting is their version of staking. And let's see if there's any information here. So I don't see anything here, but I think this is about the staking and the nesting. So there was some feedback or some pushback that they were only rewarding those who were holding since literally day one, and other people who had spent tens of thousands of dollars to get into the ecosystem even a long time ago were not getting any real reward off of that. So I know that there was some response that they were interested in hearing what the community thought, but that was the latest news. I think just last week the diamond nesting was talked about.
So was the community pissed off? Is that?
Yes. Yes. That was the general sense that I got.
Yeah, let's piss off the community. All right, so then we have Pudgy Penguins. I mean, Pudgy's been up there for a while already. We know that Pudgy has a lot going on, especially they have the cartoons coming up. Click on their website.
Yeah, I saw an interview with their owner, who was the one who acquired them sometime last year. He was on the Nifty morning show. Really, really inspiring to kind of hear his vision, and just kind of he wants to be the number one in everything, and I love it. I totally respect it.
Yeah, their website is very clean.
It is. There's a little bit of contrast issue here. This is not good to be over the white like that, but yes. So, pudgy penguins are unique collectible penguins, right? Proof of ownership. It doesn't say NFT here. So again, that's kind of the goal, I guess, is stop using the term NFT. We will keep that in mind as we develop our next version of our website here.
Yeah. I mean, I think that their website is pretty cool. It's pretty
I love this.
Interactive.
Yeah, I love the website.
Go back up a little bit. Let me see their the marketplace. If you look at the marketplace, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, this is their marketplace, and I know some other projects have this as well. So I'm interested how they pull this in. What is this using? Is it really their own, or does it bring you to OpenSea? Yeah, I'm not sure how it works for marketplace. Be interesting to see. Something we can certainly look at for ours. Yeah, it's very nice. Very nice site. Even like this little hover interaction where like the color behind it fades up. I'm into it. I'm into that.
But anyways, Pudgy's going to be in for a while. I mean, they have a lot of work to do, but they just acquired that company that is doing the animations and stuff like that. So
yeah,
they have a lot.
They're very driven, and I'm excited to kind of follow along. I can't afford to get into this one, but I'll follow along as a fan in the meantime.
Beans official. I just think that Beans is, I don't know. I'm never gonna buy any beans. It's just weird.
It's been around for a long time now.
I know. I'm not into it, man. 143,000 ETH.
So crazy, right?
Volume. I don't know.
Yeah, little beans. That's it. Sidekick to Azuki. So I don't know that I would spend an ETH on this, but people are into it. They've been into it for a long time.
Yeah, I mean they're cute little artworks, but I don't know. Not into it.
Got our Bored Ape, our Yuga Lab section here. You got Bored Ape Kennel Club.
Yeah, let me tell you something about Bored Ape. So when it first came out, the Kennel Club, at first I was like, that's not them. It's probably a rug or a copycat, and I never got in. And then like a couple months later, I'm like, shit, I should have bought into the Kennel Club.
Yes, you should have. And I think only now, since they've been doing some of the gaming, is there any reward for holding the Kennel Club, right? Because those were some of the multipliers.
Yeah.
So it's finally, integrating those whole systems. I don't think these are nearly as cool as the mutant apes or the apes themselves. But again, I think Yuga putting it out and just saying, hey, this is part of our ecosystem, it makes it desirable.
Yeah. Honestly, I've never really liked the mutant apes.
No?
No, I wasn't into it.
All right. To each his own. And we have the other deed, which is, part of the Yuga Labs metaverse, their world inside of there. And what's the floor on those right now? 1.3. So it's just different types of land that you can have within their ecosystem, within their metaverse.
Yuga has 3 of the top projects, right?
Yeah, it's impressive. They are the leaders in the space, right? So the idea has to be, if they can't make it, who can? But they're making it. They're doing a great job, obviously, and they're very focused on executing, and it's good.
I wonder if the 2 guys that started the Bored Ape stuff, are they the ones making all the decisions? You know what I mean, behind everything that they do.
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, they're worth so much money. They must have so many other investors and people inputting say into it, right?
Yeah, I mean, they do spend a lot of money back into the project. This is why we see all this. But I wonder if they're the ones still in control. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine it'd be hard to give up control over something like this, something that they started and were so successful over, and that they poured so much of their souls into. But at the end of the day, when you have a company that is that big, I'm sure you want to get some input from other people and kind of make sure you're well-rounded in all aspects of running a business that's valued at $4 billion.
Yeah. Well, remember what happened with Pudgy? That there was an issue with like the ownership or whatever it was. I can't remember the exact issue, but I know they were having like decision issues happening within their projects, their company, I guess.
That's right. And eventually they got rebought, or somebody purchased the IP rights for it.
But that's the thing. Like if like we have this thing going on, right? We have our project going on. I wouldn't want to give the rights of my project to someone else to make the decisions. They can put input,
Yeah.
and we'll take the input and we'll make a decision. You know what I mean? Together. But I don't know if we can relinquish the ownership and the creative rights just like that.
Well, I hope we have that problem one day that we have to make that decision. But I agree. You know, should we continue and be successful with these projects, I don't see how we could ever let go of it.
Yeah. I mean, we try to get Castro to come on the show from Doodles to talk about just him in general and
Yeah,
the project and how it started, and he did answer us, and then we're still trying to like reach out to him again to see if he'll
it's
come
been a
on.
little quiet. We should revisit that.
Yeah, we'll revisit. But it'll be good to see how much control they still have over like Doodles too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a good point. I'd be curious to know what their day to day is like for that.
Yeah. What else we got?
And then let's jump back into OpenSea, and we've got DGods. You know, Frank and his team over there. They've got the DGods and the Utes, both very successful projects, both really well regarded. And I think DGods is the one that moved to Ethereum, and Utes is the one that moved to Polygon. Is that what happened?
I think so. Yeah. I do like this project. I think it's solid. I think they have a good community, and the owners are very active. So
very active, and Frank is very with it. You know, he's very connected to the community, to the Web3 space. Definitely has a good pulse of what's happening, and even making the move, jumping from, I think he was on Solana for Utes and then moving it to Polygon. You know, he had the foresight to say that's more of the future than our original plan. So I think that ability to pivot is really valuable, and kind of saying, hey, I'm in this for the long haul and I want to see this succeed. And that's where I think there's better success, despite the rockiness of making a change like that.
yeah, but I think it went pretty smooth when they changed over.
It did. It was good. It was cool to see. And again, I've heard him come on a lot of Twitter spaces and podcasts. He's very vocal, you know, like every day. I think there's an opportunity to hear him somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder what it took for him to do the swap of chains. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what does the technology behind that look like? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, all the bridging, right? Because you're saying, hey, you have this on this chain, do something, and now you'll have that same thing on this other chain. So I can't even fathom what it takes to do something like that. But certainly something for us to be able to learn a little bit more about, and maybe share our learnings here on the show.
Yeah, we definitely can do that.
Yeah, and then I think the last project on here that we didn't touch on is Terraforms, which I don't know what that is, but
22,000. Wow,
been around for a while, since December of 2021. Still no blue check for verified. I wonder why. And let's see what their description is. On-chain land art from a dynamically generated on-chain 3D world. Okay. Well, it looks like something.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Let's see what their Twitter is. Not much. Not much here. 8,000 followers.
Do they have a website?
Really well for themselves. They've been in the game early enough. I think that's what their advantage was.
Maybe I'll research more on them and see what the deal is.
Yeah, let's give them a follow. Keep an eye on them. See what else is happening there. Cool. All right. Any other projects you want to look at, Miguel?
Go to Nakamigos.
Yeah, that's always a good one.
So now they're at 31,000 ETH for total volume.
Yeah, but floor price 0.25, right? They were almost at an ETH, 2 weeks ago or something. They were all the rage, and now they've settled in nicely, which is still pretty high value to be at a quarter of an ETH for
Go
this.
To the, click on the analytics. I'm curious to see the graph. Yeah, so that's what I thought. See, so you see how it tumbled down at some point?
Yeah.
Now it's going back up again slowly.
Thinking here. So 0.35 was the ETH, was the floor price there. Really bottomed out here. I don't know what happened there. Somebody must have just listed something real low, and then
Yeah.
back up there. And then sales, it still looks pretty heavy. I would have to look at the volume there, but you can just kind of see it's just sitting at the bottom here. It's just selling at the floor there. Interesting. Heavy majority only own one. I think people were just in it to see if they can make some money off of it. This doesn't seem like a forever kind of project that you'd get into.
No. I still think that the project is kind of a mystery though, because I haven't heard the people behind it really talk much about it. Have you?
No, I've not.
It's like
there was like one guy. There was like this one guy as an artist, and that was it. But I don't know if there's anything more to it. Yeah, I don't want to follow all these links. Hypho Labs. Okay, let's see what Hypho Labs is. Team members created NFT and digital art projects for the past 5 years. 2023, we launched Nakamigos. Okay.
That's all it says?
That's it. That's their website. I can't scroll anywhere else. Can't click anywhere else. I don't know who is Hypho Labs. I want more.
Yeah, it's kind of shady.
Let's.
The reason why I didn't buy in Nakamigos. I mean, I'm just not going to get into the fucking hype.
Well, good call. Unless you bought in at the bottom and sold at the top, then you made the right decision to not get in at all.
It's like Pepe. Everybody's just jumping into fucking Pepe. Let me tell you how much I hate it. Do you want to know?
Tell me.
No, I won't even talk about it.
Well, let's talk about our secret code for this episode, which is ANTS. So if you are watching or listening in the next 24 hours, you can head over to rebelants.io/proof, drop in the code ANTS, and you will have a chance to get your own Rebel Ant airdropped to you. So this is your last warning of what the secret code is. ANTS, this is it. Say goodbye. Miguel, before we wrap up, if that's where we're heading, I do want to just talk about something I was chatting to you about, which was the Blur farming reward that is coming to an end on May 1st. And it's not even that the reward is coming to an end. They had doubled the rewards for April and May. And for March and April. And that is coming to an end on May 1. And so what that means is their coin, the Blur coin, like $Blur, is the reward for those who buy, sell, or list on Blur. And this whole premise, this whole reward, they gave out millions and millions of dollars. I think $400 million were given out at the end of season 1 of Blur farming to various people. There was a lot of big whales in there that are the big spenders, but it's incentivizing people to do these ridiculous trades almost with themselves, which you and I were just talking about, right? If you and I just keep selling the same thing back and forth, we're paying the gas, but it looks like we're doing a lot of transactions, and now that's earning us these points. That has been incentivized through this Blur reward system, and then when they doubled it from March and April, it created more of that issue where it's like a fake floor price on a lot of projects because people just want to kind of keep swapping them out. That comes to an end tomorrow. And so there's some concern, there's some speculation that this is going to have a negative impact on the floor price of a lot of projects. I sent you a link to a tweet that kind of talked about this. So let me pull this up here. Give me 1 second.
I also want to take a look at Outlaws. I want to see how they're doing.
Oh yeah, we should touch on Outlaws because it's not going well. I wonder if we killed it. Literally, if we killed that project. So let me share my screen. Let's head back over to Twitter. We're looking at Moritz_Web3. That's MORITZ_Web3. So this was posted yesterday. The Blur halving is happening in 2 days and could potentially lead to a lot of volatility. Let's look at what impact it will have on the floor price of your NFTs. And this is a thread here. So here's the summary. For those of you who don't know, Blur is giving points for bidding and listing. They double the points you get for the first 2 months of season 2, and that's going to end on the 1st of May. Many people expect that to have a negative impact on the market. The theory is simple: less points, less bids, less floor support. Make sure to read this thread from my friend Whale if you don't understand the logic behind it. So some really good information in here, really helps you understand the bigger picture. We can link to that thread in the comments, the description of the YouTube video, but it's worth checking out just to get a sense of what is about to happen
Yeah, but I wonder what projects there actually are involved with.
Or Blur?
Yeah.
All the big ones, right? So there was the guy who sold 1,000 CryptoPunks, and that tanked the floor price because he wanted to get in on the rewards of this. So it's impacting all big projects.
Interesting.
Well, we'll see what happens, and we can talk about it afterwards. Let's head over to Outlaws. Okay, here's Outlaws. Prices dropped a bit. I think the highest Outlaw that I bought into was 0.029, I think, because I saw it going up to 0.04, dropping back and forth. I was like, let me just get one because I thought it would go up. It has gone down significantly.
Yeah.
And I think I own 5 now. Let's look at my wallet here for the Outlaws. Nope, I own 6. So these are the 6 I own. This was the first one I bought, the one with the card in its hat. And then I just kind of bought these as I saw the price dropping, and I said, all right, they're some of them are kind of different with just the hats or the background style. So somebody had messaged us on Twitter saying, do we think this is a rug? And I hope it's not, but
yeah, I think I bought 10 of them. But honestly, like I really like the artwork. I've always
me too.
Yeah, I was been into like cowboys and stuff, and I thought it was pretty cool. So that's the reason why I bought in on it.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really do any research or anything like that. But I think that their team came out on Twitter talking about that they're doing something else, something different. So I'm assuming they're probably going to do like Indians or like something like that. I don't know.
Right.
Let's see what happens.
So 2 things. One, like you said, the art's cool. So if I got stuck with these, I'd still be happy with it. I think they're still cool pieces of art to have. No regrets there. The website that's in their Twitter profile is the link tree. And on the link tree, when you and I first started looking at it, there was only 3 links on there. They added a 4th link, which was the artist's link. So let's take a look at that one.
Did we reach out to the artist or no?
Yes, we tweeted at him saying, we got to get you on here. So let me share my screen and kind of show you what we were finding. So here's the link tree link for Outlaws. And now they have this 4th link here, artist profile, Cassidy Outlaw. And when you look at Cassidy's profile, you'll see here something to come. And then here's, like Native Americans in a similar flat art style. Indigenous people. I don't know what the right name is anymore. I'd be interested to see what they call it. So that was some transparency. And then you and I had also looked that they're introducing a coin, a Yeehaw coin. Yeah. I think it was them. It's hard to know if it was them or someone from the community. I'm trying to see if there was any communication on it. But they do post each day, but just kind of very high level, a bit shallow, just saying, thanks for following along. We're happy to have you as a community.
Is that Pepe? Go back up.
Yeah.
No, did they really? Oh, Jesus.
See, I think someone else made it.
No, someone else made it. Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of community-driven derivatives. Yeah, so it'll just be interesting to see where this goes. Look, if they put out the art and that was the start of it, then yeah, of course that makes sense. Make some money, then use that money to reinvest into the project and keep it going and building. Yeah. But I would just love to get a better sense of where are they at, right? Maybe they did a Twitter Spaces or they wanted to come on our show. It would just be nice to kind of hear from them and just say, yeah, like stick with us. This is not a rug. This is who we are. And
yeah, just what's the mystery? Like, just show who you are. Who cares?
Exactly. So I don't see anything about the.
This is the problem with a lot of NFT projects. Like, just show who the artist is. Talk about your project. Be proud of it. Like, don't fucking be behind a mask or something.
What could the negative side of that be? Even if you used a pseudonym to just say, hey, I'm not going to give my real name. Here's my screen name, but here's my face and here's my story.
Well, I think
better about that.
I think you can connect more. You will actually probably even sell more because people will trust you more to buy your project.
Exactly.
This is why I'm skeptical of projects like this, because like Nakamigos,
right?
Who created Nakamigos? Where did it come from? You know what I mean? Outlaws is cool. I would have never bought into Outlaws like the way I did, but I just really like the artwork, and that's the reason why I did it. And it wasn't expensive. But like on a normal circumstances, I wouldn't have purchased Outlaws just based on the fact that I don't even know who the artist is. And then if you go back to your Twitter profile, they joined, I think this month, it says.
Yeah, it was
so I don't know how trustworthy that is. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Have they been in the space for a while? Have they been around? Have they just been part of the community? Yeah. I would just love to know a little bit more. So we will continue.
That's probably part of the reason why the price is going down a little bit, because it's just people are skeptical now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It'd be interesting to see if they can turn this around. All right. Well, I think that wraps up what we got for this week. Hopefully some more project updates next week, and might even have a guest for next week. We're trying to pin down some people, and we'd love to get some other people on here from the Web3 space, kind of hear their story and share their projects and their visions. But for now, you're stuck with Miguel and I, which isn't such a bad thing. So we will have some more updates for you coming soon. Again, like and subscribe to the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can find this audio version and the video version on Spotify, but we're also on all your other podcast carriers. And thanks for joining, and we will talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye. Have a good night, everybody.